Hey guys, and welcome to Book Club, and this is week, just double checking this, 10, week 10, so, every week, Sunday normally, I post these, for week 10 to make sure you don't miss them. Remember to subscribe and hit the bell, and this week we are going to be looking at, one of the First Law, the second of the series of the First Law trilogy, Before They Are Hanged by Joe Abercrombie, is that right? Abercrombie? I'm not 100% sure. I'm not good with names. But what I thought about this book, I thought it was really good. I do like the storyline. I really like the fact there are no good guys in these books, and people get pushed into doing things that they don't want to do, essentially, but they have to do them to survive. And I do like that in these books, because otherwise it's a little bit boring. I guess a little bit boring otherwise. But yeah, so first of all, where we started the book, we had what was it? Superior, isn't it, in this one? Yeah, he's Superior Glockter. So Superior Glockter, he is at Digosta. Yeah, Digosta. And I do like that. I mean, I like the fact that he's at is it Digosta? It's not Digosta. It's D something. Ugh. Just trying to find the name of this place quick, because that's really irritated me. Nope, don't care. But yeah, it's something like Digosta or Digoska or something like that. But yeah, Superior Glockter is there, and he's trying to defend that city, which is interesting because he spends most of the book doing that until he goes back to the capital, right near the end of the book, where obviously the prince is killed, and he has to make a deal with the bank. Is it Barrett and Bulk or something like that? I may have that wrong. But I thought that was really, that was one of the things in the book where it's like, he knows it's not the right choice to make, but they've got him bent over a barrel and he's got to make that choice, which I really enjoy. I really enjoy that, because it's very much a remnant of real life. It's not going to let them off the hook. It's not going to say, oh, okay, no, it's fine, something's going to come in at the last second and save your ass. No, it won't. And like at the end of the book, when he was investigating the prince's death, and all of a sudden the banker comes out and he's like, we don't want you to investigate this. That investigation, throw it out the window. Done. You're done. And he was like, okay. Like, he did the sums in his mind, and he was like, okay, I'm done with this. I can't do this, because I was there going to be very angry with me. So yeah, he had to do that, which was really interesting. I did like that. I did like that fact about him, and I like the fact that when he was in Digoska and he had his own city, he was very different. He was trying to help people, and like, he was merciful to people when he wasn't merciful to certain people, and it was really interesting the way that he led in his leadership, and you could see his character sort of like molding into something else. But all of a sudden, obviously, he was back to the capital, back into that. Back in the hierarchy, he's back under what's his name? I don't think it's High Inquisitor, but it's something like that. Salt, High Lecturer, something like that. High Salt. Anyway, we'll call them High Salt. But yeah, and he's straight under him, and obviously, it's literally, he's put under the thumb, really, and he's back into, oh, I have to do what I'm told. So I thought Glockter's Santander, the bank, his storyline was interesting, and obviously that Logan 9 thing is band has joined up with the is it Union? It is the Union, right? There's so much goes on in this book. It's kind of hard, yeah. Union. and they're trying to fight Bethod at the last bit, and they actually win a battle eventually at the end. Now they've got Prince Ladislas out the fucking window, and West is sort of coming into his own. Still a bit of a dickhead. Still needs to grow the fuck up and man up. I can understand that he can't mouth off to generals and stuff like that, but he seems to be handling that situation best, and it was interesting the way that he killed the prince, and he was just like, "Doish, done, get out, don't come back no more." Just pushes him off a cliff, lets him die, and there was obviously no coming back of the prince. Like it said in the book, he fell. Well, he fell, blood around the bottom, dead. So there's no way he's coming back. So I thought that was pretty cool. It was kind of sad to see Rudd Three Trees die right at the end by the... I think that was an ET, or that was something along those lines. That what Rudd Three Trees died to, because it kept getting hacked, shot, stabbed, but it just wasn't dying. So it has to be something along those lines. It has to be something, an Eater or an Immortal, something along those lines. But it was huge, obviously. And now, obviously, the Dogman is the... I still don't understand how West hasn't put together that Nine Fingers was... No, yeah, because Nine Fingers talked to West, I believe, in the first book about Rudd Three Trees, about Dogman. Or you think he would put this together and then say, oh, by the way, Logan's not dead. Unless he's saving that information because he doesn't want them to run off after Logan. I don't know. Either way, it's really freaking weird. But I can't wait to see what happens when they find out that Logan's not dead. And Logan at the end of the book, obviously, he was like, oh, well, we're going to go back. I'm going to go back and see. And I'm going to look forward to seeing what that's going to be like. Going back and seeing about that. Obviously, Bethod. I don't like the character of Bethod. Like, he's a dickhead. He's a high mage. You can understand why people don't get behind him. He has no personality towards him. He's blunt. He's stuck up his own ass like no tomorrow, and it's really annoying when you see him. Lord Marshal Burr. He's I pretty like his character. He's trying to like ride that fine line between two worlds, but he's struggling to do it, obviously with his illness. I don't know what's wrong with him. Bleeding from the stomach. I'm guessing stomach ulcers from stress. That would be my guess. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Oh, it's Archlector. Sorry, it's Archlector. So I just read it. Yeah, but I kind of like that. Obviously the band with what's his name, Giselle, Pharaoh, and Baez and all that is a kind of an interesting little story. It seems to be like a sort of a side story at the moment, where it's going to come into a big. I reckon in the next book they're going to come together with the main story, and there's going to be a big collective, and something's going to happen big, or they're going to try go off and try to find the stone, and something like that's going to happen. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen there, and obviously Glockter had the other Magi. What was his name? See him in the thingamajig, and he's keeping an eye on the Gurkhas, isn't he? That other Magi. But it's interesting to see. You don't really see him a lot, and I would like to find a Magi. Are they Magi or Magi? They are Magi, right? First of the Magi. Or Mage. For some reason in the audio book they called it Magi. I don't know why. But yeah, first of the Magi. I would really like to find one that specializes in healing and could heal Glockter, some of Glockter's wounds at least. Because I know he was brash in his young age and he was crazy, and but he's constantly in pain now, and I would like to see what he could do if he had some of his wounds healed. I mean, in all honesty, I don't know how bad his leg is. They say like he limps around and he's got a walking stick. So is it that the whole leg's useless, or is it below the knees useless? I think it's above the knees useless, because otherwise you would literally just cut off below the knee and then you'd walk on a stump, and you still have a bit of maneuverability. But yeah, it's kind of strange. Because all of his injuries, like, I'm not gonna lie, there's no way I could survive that torture. I don't think. No way in this world. That guy just underwent ridiculous amounts of torture. Another interesting character, it was that R.D. West, where she's sort of gone a bit, I don't know, she sort of mellowed out a bit from when her brothers left, because obviously she can now see the side that her brother is trying to keep everything afloat, and if he doesn't, basically like what happened, all the moneylenders come in and just take everything, and she's left with nothing, and or she, the only way she can earn money to feed herself would be either to sell stuff, or I'm guessing become a prostitute, what she was hedging at in the book. I mean, she doesn't have a trade or anything like that, so it's kind of interesting to see the way that she's going about that. Though the book was so long, but it just didn't seem like a lot happened. Like, it was 20 hours of reading and listening, like 600 pages. It just didn't seem like, yeah, it just didn't seem like a lot happened. Like, there wasn't a lot of movement in the book, if you see what I mean. Like, a lot of things stayed the same. Bethel is still invading. I mean, they lost Digosta. Cannot say that name without place for some reason. Digoska. They lost Digoska, which I thought that was okay. I liked that fact. They lose stuff. Pretty cool. Yeah, so I lost that, and then, well, my brain's not working for some reason. Right, yeah, they lost that, but then like, they went on a journey to get this big stone. The stone wasn't there. Nothing changed. It just seems like everything in this, the only thing that really changed in this book, everything got in place for the next book for a grand finale. That's what it seemed like to me, which I kind of like, because it's gonna take that to the next level. And obviously in this book we also got to see again Logan's 9, what's it called, the Bloody 9, which I thought was really cool. But interestingly enough, like, the woman covered him when he was in the Bloody 9, and he didn't get hurt at all, which was really cool. Which I would really like the Bloody 9 to recognise that and understand that that she can cover him and he can go crazy in combat, and if they could work together, they would be pretty much an unstoppable force. And my theory in the end of this book, they were meant to get a stone, weren't they, to fight off what's his face, and it made a big blah 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 dead zone. Apparently that's what this stone did. But what happens if either the stone was destroyed or the stone never existed? What happens if the dead zone was created by Matey by just using magic, what he pulled from the underworld, but the stone was passed on by Juvis? Is it Juvis? Junus? By Az's teacher. To like, I've got a cut on my finger there. You can just about see it. Did it today. But for the journey, like Longfoot said. I was about to call him Longboat for some reason. Longfoot. Longfoot said because it could be about the journey. It could be about forming a party that could get to this place, summon this spirit, and get this stone. So then you have the required people to take on the other guy. Like, maybe this party is the party that you can use to take on the other bad magi. And maybe that was what this was for. I mean, maybe it wasn't for a stone. Maybe it was just to get a party to take on this guy. I don't know. But yeah, it was a very interesting thing. But it was a very interesting book. I would probably give it Oh, and obviously, Nine Fingers and what's her name? Pharaoh had a little romp a couple times, which was kind of interesting. Imagine if they had like babies, and like the baby was like had demon blood, also could speak to the spirits. It'd be like hybrid. I really shouldn't be theorizing about really stupid things. I did like it, I got to admit. I would say I would rate this book. How would I rate this book? Don't know. I'd probably rate this book, let's say, I'd give it a good 8. Definitely worth a read. I'd probably reread it in the future. It's definitely good though. Huh. It's interesting. Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna. I think I'm going to end this there. But next week we will read. I'm kind of split on this week because I want to finish off, obviously, the what was it called? The Dragon in the Hall of the Dragon King series. Yeah, in the Hall of the Dragon King series. Or is that just called the Dragon King series? Sorry, I'm mumbling now. I also want to do An Ember into Ashes. I also want to do Mistborn. I also want to do The Broken Empire. I also want to do the Night Angel. I also want to do the Magicians. I also want to do the Lightstorm Chronicles. I also want to do The Fallen Blade. There are so many books for us to do, and we still have to finish off this series, which we're probably going to take a break next week because these are a bit long. I want to get like a thing where I go like, I'll do 1 or 2 short books, then a longer book, 1 or 2 short books, then a longer book. And obviously we have the Scarlet City, which I haven't forgot about. I do need to get hold of it, but I'm having troubles at the moment because I'm being an idiot and keep forgetting. But that's going to be like a month project, so we'll do like 4 little books throughout the month, and then at the end of the month we'll do 2 book reviews, 2 separate videos obviously, but two book reviews. So then it will bounce up. But I've got to get hold of it first, and then I can start it. Because it's a really long book, if I remember rightly. One of you guys said it's 1,000,000 words or something. So it will be like a month project. So I'm thinking, let's have a look. What are we looking at? So this is... So that one's... I want to get I don't want to get a long book this week because I don't want to... last week was 20 hours, I believe. So I want to do like not a hugely long book for us. You know, you've got to give yourself a little bit of a break. And as always, if any of you guys have any suggestions for books, do leave it down in the comment section down below. And I will obviously take it into consideration into reading. I'm definitely thinking, I don't know, where the hell... This is the thing, right? This is the problem what I'm having at this moment. All the books are between, normally, 15 to 18 hours long. This one is 21 hours long. Oh no, it's not. It's 14 hours long. Sorry. No, it's not. It's 13 hours long. My bad. But... sorry, I will be with you guys in a second. But I think we should do... that was huge. What's going on here? Oh, sorry. Bloody apps. I mean, we could do the Prince of Thorns. It's only 10 hours long. It'll be a nice short one for you guys. I don't want you guys to be, you know... Well, it doesn't really matter. You guys can just literally wait until you finish the book, then watch the book review, to be fair. So, I don't know why I'm thinking about that. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go for The Way of Shadows. Because I did do that in the first, my first review was The Way of Shadows, and I said I'd come back to it because I didn't want to give out any spoilers, and I do need to come back to it, so I'm going to do that this time, and hopefully you guys enjoy reading that one. It's called the Night Angel trilogy. I think the first book's called The Way of Shadows, and I believe it is by Brent Weeks. And it's also in graphic audio if you partake in that sort of thing, because I definitely do, because they are fantastic when it comes to doing books. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed. All the information for the next week's book and this week's book will be in the comment section down below, or in the description down below, sorry. So then you guys can see what books we have read, what books we have read, what book we have read this week, and what one we're going to read next week, so you guys can read it, get it, do whatever you're going to do. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed. I'm ending it because this is going to be 20 hours long. Until next time, peace.